And what we're going to talk about today is your tolerance of giving and receiving, right? So everybody wants to receive, but not everybody wants to give. And this is a very interesting thing because this is a universal law, right? Like there has to be a flow. You recognize when you're in flow and you know when you're in flow. And when you're in flow, you know that you have the capacity to receive more. And you have, this is where people miss it, right? If you have the capacity to receive more and you're receiving more, then you have the capacity to give more, right? I'm just going to let that sink in for a minute. Right? It's so important. So often people were like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, and, I'm into this, and I'm doing this. But really you're not, right? You're sitting around saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. And the fastest way to get anything is to create a flow. And the flow can begin with you and from you. It can begin right from your gut, right? There is someone out there who has something or needs something that you have, and whether you give that to them or whether you gift it to them, I don't care what it is, give, right? Then that starts the flow. Universe has something to work with then, right? So one of the things that I reference a lot is the fact that when I was just starting out, I gave away over 100, count them, 100, free psychic sessions, right? I have given away so many free coaching sessions, so many free psychic sessions. I just gave a 2-hour one away 2 days ago, and I don't need to do that anymore. You would think like, sure, you're at multi-six figures, you have a lot of people who are interested in working with you. I have people in my programs, I have people in my groups, I have people reaching out to me to work with me privately. And I still felt the need to give away 2 hours of my time to a group that needed it, right? So there was a cause and a reason. And I want to explain to you what this does. So what happened when I had first started my business and I gave away these 100 sessions? It built my confidence beyond anything you could imagine. I mean, I got to the point to where you couldn't tell me I was wrong. Because I was never wrong. Like, it just was not happening, right? Now, there are multiple possibilities when you are doing psychic readings and things like that. Multiple possibilities. But so many of my things were so spot on and worked out exactly like how I said they would, that my confidence shot up. Like, there's no question about my abilities. There's no questions about whether I'm a fraud. There's no questions about whether I am, in integrity and living my highest purpose in my life and in alignment, because I feel that energy through this. And that's so important, right? And then in addition to that, right, so what happened from that is my first month in business, I made $12,000. So I gave away 100 psychic readings, be $12,000. Forgive me, not 1,200. That's not very impressive, is it? I mean, it is impressive still, but we were lacking a zero there. So before I even charged for my first reading, I gave away 100 readings, is what I meant to say. And then I continued to give even after I was making money. And so what that did for me was really put me in the position of being strong in my gifts, in my confidence, in my results, in what I could deliver, what I could do, my capacity to actually, be who I said I was, right? But additionally, you cannot outgive the universe. And I hear from people all the time, like, I'm tired of giving away free. I'm tired of giving away free. I've been in business for 20 months. I've had multiple businesses since the time I was 20 years old. There was never a time where I didn't give something. Never. So I don't understand this. I'm tired of giving for free. I understand you may be tired of not receiving income. If you are still not receiving income, we're going to look at that later on in this call. This is a quick call, so I want to cover this part first. There are two parts to actually the equation of being in flow, which is what this is, right? Giving and receiving. And so because of that, more tea, early to be talking so much, right? Excuse me. Pardon me, that's awful. So in addition to giving so much, right? So in addition to giving so much, what happens is you cannot outgive the universe. It creates an imbalance if you try. And clearly I was going for that, right? So what happened is the universe had to rise up to meet me for the recompense I was due, right? There has to be an exchange, an energetic exchange, and there has to be a balance in the universe. And this is just universal law. There is no like rhyme or reason to it that we can't figure out. It's very, very simple. Like 1 + 1 = 2. So therefore you get 2. That's it, right? If you give 1, I'm going to give you 1. If you give 1, I'm going to give you 1. But what happens with the universe is like if you give 1, you're going to get 10, right? And that's about where I am. So how happy am I to give away 2 hours the other day? I'm so freaking happy because let's think about this. If I typically make $1,000 an hour and then I didn't do it for this reason. I did not do the math and think of this. I'm just doing this now on the call. But so if I typically charge $1,000 for an hour-long call with me, I gave away 2 hours. That's $2,000 times 10. So that's $20,000 that I will have created in that space. Now, I will have created it. Will I receive it? Yeah, I will. I'm going to receive it, right? But I didn't set out doing it for that reason. I did not. I am Dawn. There's no sound. Oh no! Okay. Well, we will send this out then. Sorry about that. I don't know if something happened. It shows that I'm talking. Okay, we'll work on that. Thank you. I am multicasting from different devices, and that doesn't actually bother it, but I think there might be a tech issue there. All right, so where was I? Oh, okay, so I didn't do it with the thought in mind that I'm actually going to go ahead and make $20,000 if I give this away, right? It didn't work that way. What I did was I gave of a pure heart, right? Now, why am I going to be able to receive $20,000 for that? Because that's what you want to know, right? Like, really, that's what you want to know. Why am I able to receive $20,000 when I give away 2 hours? Well, first of all, that's the level I've created. But that's my tolerance for receiving, right? So you have a tolerance for receiving and a tolerance for giving. And this is going to rub people the wrong way because we like to think of ourselves as generous and we like to feel generous and we like to feel good about it. But when you're giving without feeling good about it, you do not have the tolerance for giving that you need to have, right? I am a giver. Like, I've always been a giver. I pride myself on being a giver. It's one of the things that, like, I enjoy. Thank you, John. So, my tolerance to giving is great. So my tolerance to receiving has to be equal to that. And I work at that, right? So there's a balance there that you have to keep. So you will only be able to receive as much as you can tolerate receiving, as much as your body can tolerate receiving. And this works with everything. It works with love. It works with education. It works with money. It works with happiness. It works with everything. How much of that one thing can you tolerate? And ready? And how much can you tolerate giving? Right? So before I started my business, when I was giving those 100 readings for free, I actually gave away about 85-90% of all of my stuff. Gave it away. I'm talking giving away bedroom suites, furniture, TVs, antique bedroom suites, whole dining room sets, living room stuff. Like, there was a newlywed couple and they had a bunch of kids because they had been doing things backwards, I guess. And we just gave them like a mess of stuff and they were having a housewarming party and they were so excited they invited us. And so it was really great, right? I gave away all of my kitchen stuff, everything, because I didn't want it. I didn't need it. And I knew that I really needed to like clear my energy. That was the most freedom I have ever experienced in my life, right? There was so much freedom in not having that stuff weigh me down. Like walking through my house and it being empty was beautiful. Now, could you tolerate giving away all of those things? Like, don't get me wrong. I didn't give away keepsakes, family heirlooms. I didn't give away like my silver, my tea sets, my serving sets. I kept a farmhouse table that my son and I had while he was growing up. And I sure didn't give away my shoes and my purses that were my favorite. I gave away a couple Gucci's, I will say that. But I gave away the stuff that like I literally was not so lit up about, right? And then I went on to create my first year in business, and I broke 100,000. So I was on my way to creating a massive deficit with the universe. I was on my way to creating something that the universe had to fill, because I was creating this big void, this big vacuum, this big space where things were not equal. There was an imbalance, and there cannot be an imbalance in the universe. There just can't be. And so this is how the universe fixed that, right? I went on to have a 12K month my last 2 weeks of the year. When I started my business over the Christmas and New Year's holiday, I doubled my pay from my first ever corporate job, which was funny that I finally got a job at like 39 or 38. And then I quit it right before Christmas, and it was the best thing I ever did, right? Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is you can only, your receiving tolerance is going to be based on your tolerance for giving freely and in love, right? And you can go into your body and you can feel each of these things. So right now, just take a moment and close your eyes and think about how much you can give, right? So close your eyes, deep breath in, out through the mouth. And I want you to think, could I just give away $500 right now? And if $500 feels too much, bring it down. And if $500 doesn't feel enough, bring it up. Ready? And go. Now, wherever that is showing up in your body, I want you, right? I want you to feel that. What are you feeling? Does it feel good? Does it feel like, yes, I could give that away. I could give that away right now. Or does it feel like, oh God, no, what? Where is it tight in your body? Where are you feeling that, right? Interesting story. My husband and I had evacuated for Katrina. And if you remember Katrina, like, there were no funds. Everything was crazy. Everything. Like, I left with the money, the cash we had on hand, and which was pretty much all we had, right? And we were in Atlanta for a party because we had a bunch of friends there. And it was the next morning we were leaving. We had gotten a hotel and everything, and it was so much fun, so much fun, right? And I love Atlanta, and I've spent a lot of time there. And so it was the next morning, and we were leaving to go back to South Carolina, right? It's like an hour and a half drive. And there was a homeless guy. And I swear I gave him we had about $40 left to our name. And I thank God we had gas in the car, because that might have done it to my husband. He might have actually just left me on the side of the road then. I gave this homeless man my last $40, our last $40, right? And he just shook his head, and I'm like, oh, whatever, it's fine, it'll be great. I mean, yeah, we ended up making like $50,000 that month. I gave everything I had away, right? And this is what I live by. I have no problems giving. And because of my tolerance of that, right? So that's not even $500, $40. That doesn't, right? That wouldn't change your life. It didn't change, well, I didn't think it would change my life in that way. I didn't expect it. But let's look at that a minute, right? What did $40 do for this man? Was he able to eat for God, I don't even know how long you would be able to eat if you were homeless. I bet you're really good at managing nothing when you're homeless, right? I have no idea. And I've been homeless, so I bet you're really good at that, right? I was homeless when I was right after I gave birth to my son. It was a very short stint. It was nothing big. I wasn't out there forever. So $40, right? It was my last $40. So I gave everything I had, because you have to remember, I had a house in Katrina at home in New Orleans that I didn't know if it was gone or there or looted, and it was. And, right? So I didn't know what was going to be there. So literally, I gave everything I had to this man, and I put him above me. I put him before me. I put his needs before my own, before my husband's, before my family's. I have a son. I had a son then. I didn't have my daughter. And so, yeah, we made $50,000 after that. And then, but it's not how much, right? I didn't have 500 to give him. Could I give 500 now? Yeah. What is 500 now compared to what 40 was then? It's all relative. So whatever I'm saying to you is check your energy. Feel into your body. Close your eyes. Put your hand on your gut. Really get in there and feel, what can I really tolerate receiving? Some people can't even tolerate receiving $1,000. That's okay. You have to start somewhere. And some people can't tolerate giving even 10. And look, if you don't have it, I understand that. You can always give $1. You can a quarter help somebody. Like, there is somebody out there, you could find a quarter somewhere and you didn't find it, wasn't yours, so you found it, you could give it to the next person you saw. I don't care if that person's a kid and they buy candy. That starts the flow. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about today, about your tolerance for giving and receiving. I'm going to go ahead and open up the lines. So let me take care of these people, and then I will be here for you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for the weekly resource call. Once again, this is Sherry Hemstreet. Do you have any questions on giving and receiving and your tolerance for it? And I think there may be an issue with Uber, so we might send this out. All right. So once again, this has been Sherry Hemstreet with thesherryhemstreet.com, founder of Psychic Millionaire. Thank you so much for joining me for the weekly resource call for intuitives. I love you, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next Friday. Go be awesome and have an amazing weekend.
Call recording off.
Well, the call recording off worked, so I went to end this call. All right, so here we are, right? I would love to answer some questions if you have questions. Yeah, it looks like we had some people that had a hard time connecting to that. I don't know. They were in or out. Maybe there's something going on there. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm very sorry for that. So, do you have any questions? I would love to answer them. I'd love to talk about this. Hey, Dawn. Sorry. I was trying to I was trying to make it so that everyone could get both, and my OBM wouldn't be irritated at me that she has to send out a live instead. And here I am drinking coffee. Who knows? Maybe we'll just do these live. I really like lives. I don't know. It's a lot. So let's see. Do I have questions here? Hey, Patrice. Hi, Sarah Jane. Lori. Oh my God. Everybody's here. Sorry. All right. Hey, Jenna. Hello, Min. Hi, Sherry. Tried to call. Yes. Got that. No worries. Site might want to know. I did the same thing for six months ago, says Lori. I gave everything. I don't touch on a daily basis to families in need. It was awesome. That was the most incredible experience of my life, right? Like, I've never given, I can't say I've never given that much. I've given a lot, right? So, I released things though. So here's the thing. When you actually are giving at that level, you're releasing. And whenever you are giving, release, right? Like, everyone's like, I don't want to give this to the homeless man. He's going to go buy drugs or alcohol or so what? Release it. It's not yours anymore. Release it. In fact, I'll go even further than to say it never was yours. You were just hanging out with it for a while. It's not your job what people do, right? People do the best that they can in that moment. And if the best that they can do in that moment is to be a drug addict or an alcoholic, that's their survival mechanism. Bless them. And pray for them and send them energy and love. Love the lightening up process. Lighter life, happy body. I call it the no diet. You have to empty the cup to give generously. Yeah, that's great, Sarah. I love that. Patrice says, love you, and unconditional giving is amazing when you just have stuff that you don't use. You sharing has helped me to be more courageous and real. Oh, thank you, Patrice. That's so lovely. Have to empty the cup of crap before you can fill it up with new energies. The law of circulation, money equals receiving. At my last job, the owners seemed affluent and lived like they had endless sums of money. I knew the financial reality behind the facade and discovered that being wealthy can create a whole new set of issues. I'm sure it influenced my tolerance for giving and receiving. Yeah, absolutely. So if you think that being affluent creates a whole new set of issues, then you're not going to allow yourself to be affluent, right? So start thinking of the things that it can do that are good, right? Because creating more money in my life and my business has allowed me to give at greater levels, to give more. This is why I'm able to get up at 9 a.m. and get on the call with you guys and just give you information. I'm not afraid of giving. I'm not afraid of over giving. I'm not afraid of giving generously, because I know that my source is not any of you, really. If you want to work with me, that's great and I love you, but my source is beyond all of this. Sometimes I give so much to my detriment. I'm working on it. I know. So no, there is no such thing as giving to your detriment. I'm just going to call you out right then and there. And in love, you need to work on your receiving. You have a tolerance level for receiving that has not reached an equal balance for what you give. So work on your receiving. allow yourself to open up to receiving. Are you receiving compliments? Are you receiving gifts? Do you take them, or do you just say, you know, when people, I'm sure somebody's complimented. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I got on a live and everyone's like, oh my God, your eyelashes, your eyelashes, your eyelashes. And I'm like, oh God, can we talk about something else besides my eyelashes? I had just gone and got my eyelashes done. It was my anniversary. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciated it. So I received those compliments. You have to receive the compliments. Or do you say, oh, and you make some like offhand remark like, oh, it's just, you know, shower day, or I just, yeah, I did my hair, whatever. Do you make an offhand compliment, or do you receive that into your being? Receive that compliment into your being, right? Oh, hi, you're live. Yes, I am, Ems. Ems is my mastermind, babe. Jenna, I've been getting the urge to clean out my house and donate stuff to a local church. Do it. Every time I clean something out, I make more money. So I just, last week, I went through my house. I just got sick of all the stuff that's in here again. And I picked up some dresses. Some of them still had tags on it. I picked up a new purse, still had a tag on it, never used it. And I took it out and put it in the laundry room where we live, right? For somebody else to have. Like, at least 5 dresses, a purse, swimsuit cover up I never wore, just stuff like that, right? Like, brand new stuff. But I wasn't going to wear it. Like, I have no attachment to this stuff. It doesn't light me up. It doesn't make me as happy. You know, it might have made me happy for a moment, but it's not what I need, and somebody else out there is going to need it. I'm sure it's gone by now. And I made money. Like, as soon as I did that, I came in and I had people wanting to work with me. I've been getting that. Yes. Hey, thank you. I receive. So, right. Good. You get that, right, Patrice? So work on receiving. It's not your giving that's broken. And there's no detriment in it. That's where you're thinking. Like, so you're looking at it wrong. You're going, oh my God, I give too much and then I don't have anything left over. You know, no, I give so much that I'm able to receive so greatly. Great point, says Jenna. Thank you, Jenna. I've seen you around and I haven't really got to know you yet. Thank you. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you for being around. Happy to get to know you. I donate toys and clothes every month, Emily says. I love giving. Of course you do. You have a toddler. You can't keep all the stuff they're going to accumulate around. Keep donating it, girl. No, it is amazing. And you should, right? Like, put it on your calendar every month. Like, donate at least 10 things. How many things do you bring into your house that you don't need? It usually translates to getting. It does every time, right? Because you don't make it that. Like, you don't say, I'm going to give this, so I have to get this. You just give. You're right for calling me out. I've probably been so hurt that I've not wanted to receive love. Absolutely. Absolutely, right? And I love you. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you, right? But it does me no good if I just sit here and I'm like, oh, that's so sad, Patrice. Yes, you just give too much. No. Work on the problem. Don't fix the solution, because the solution is giving. Work on your receiving. Well, I love this. Does anyone have any other questions? I would love to answer. Itchy Nose. I would love to do some coaching on it if you need anything. Oh, thank you for the hearts. And I love, love, love the hearts. You just made me realize that I have a hard time receiving. You are not the only one, Jenna. I am here to tell you. I hope it's Jenna. Is it Gina? I could be totally pronouncing it wrong. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Dawn. I love those. That's it. This weekend is dedicated to a house clean. This woman is going to give it all away. I don't know where Jenna lives, but you might hang out on her house because I hear she's getting rid of some good stuff. I hope you can't find my address because I'm going to get some hate mail. Oh, I'm saying it correctly. Great. Thank you. Wonderful. Love it, Jenna. And look, I've gone through periods where I have been out of, in Michigan. Okay, well, yeah, there's some people that need some stuff up there, right? I have been out of alignment in different times of my life where I had blocked my receiving. So, and you can do that through a myriad of different ways, right? But you can work through it too. So it's not like this is a constant thing. You're constantly going through life. You're constantly addressing things. Every moment you have 1,000 choices that you don't even realize. I promise you. You think you don't. I promise you, you don't realize all the choices that are abundantly available to you. And I've worked with this through my clients so they can see it. And so because of this, because of this, you actually get the ability to shift at any time, and you can shift to not receiving. I've done it, and you can shift right back to receiving, right? If you've done it once, you can do it again. And if you have any if you have any history of having been able to receive, even small amounts, then you can receive greater amounts. You just have to work at it, right? It's just like everything else, learning to roller skate or ride a bike. So, all right. Yay! I'm going to do a live. It was only 30 minutes. This is monumental. Does anyone have any last minute questions? I'm getting ready to leave. So if you have no last minute questions, load me up with some hearts right here. And I will take that as my cue that we are done. I just love the hearts. It's Friday! Bunches and bunches of hearts. Bunches and bunches of hearts. And if you have questions, put them in. But if I'm seeing a bunch of hearts, I'm going to know that you're all good. And I have fulfilled my requirement for the day. Patrice says, I've decided to give free coaching to be more visible, Sherry, and I don't care about charging right now. I just want to be more visible. Tracy Neely is my coach and has introduced me to you, so now I feel brave. Is that looking good? That looks amazing. Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. All right, my connection is weak, so I'm going. Happy Friday. Give me lots of hearts. Share this. I love you.